starting to think it is enough just to exist. Now tell me if this makes sense to you. Your body is a narrative. It does not start when you were born. It's always and always and always when my mother's beating the shit out of an 8th grader for picking on her little sister. I say to her, "Mom, you were a bully?" She says to me something about how she had to be. In Spanish, she says something about survival. Then a couple years later and a couple thousand miles away, my father's enlisting in the Colombian military. The girl who sells arepas down the street claims my father is the father, to which he denies, and I don't hear that story till 30 years later. That's my brother. That's my son. That's my alternate universe. Why? Because my actual cousin in Medellin, Colombia is a bisexual. And what does that mean? It means I would be a faggot no matter where I was born. It is there I hear Simón Bolívar say my name. He says Jorge, and it is hot. It is romantic. It is empowering. And it's like problematic. In a coffee shop in St. Louis, Missouri, a white queer woman is commending me on the way I weaponized my mother's trauma. The part of me that is a funny poet wants to be like, "Honey, I am not weaponizing. I am survived by my mother's trauma." Then there's the part of me that's a decent human being wanting to call me out on what I am doing. This is called exploitation. It is there I hear Simón Bolívar say my name again, except this time it's by my middle name, Ivan. But there's a differing resonance, so it sounds more like Ivan, and I think to myself, weaponized trauma? My skin is white. I inhabit the colonized body while wearing the colonizer's face. It's like a peace sign, or a white flag, or a white fag. I'm a white bisexual, bitching and moaning about my problems. Invading space is not meant for me, then opening up a dialogue about it. Virgos, we hate to be the center of attention, but men, they love that. And I'm a man, or I'm socialized as one, or something, and always intertwined into amalgamated histories. But it's modern society, it's the person I want to be when it's Jorge, or Ivan, or Ivan, or Ivy. It's there I hear Oscar Wilde scream. He's screaming behind the jail cell bars he met with at the intersection of his destiny and his desire. He's screaming something about how maybe we can all be beings of multiplicities. It is then I want to say to him in reply, it is then that I want to scream that maybe we can all be Latinos. Maybe we can all be faggots too, and maybe there's potential for love outside of trauma, outside of the burden weight of our parents' debts. Maybe there's potential for love in the queer body, and maybe we're more like souls. We are airy beings with ethereal names, floating and crashing into one another, developing a new language for compassion as we hurt each other. But my discourse is shaped like a halo. It's maybe angelic in its delivery, but it is circular nonetheless, perhaps ending right where it begins. Because if all I have to offer you is my own singular, individualistic, self-serving confusion, then I wonder in what ways this would make sense to you. Your body is a narrative. Now tell me if this makes sense to you. I'm starting to think it is enough just to exist.